Time. The indefinite continued processes of existence and events in the past, present, and future. If you know me well, you know that time is one of the things I value the most in life. There are a lot of things that you can lose in life, such as money or a job, but those things can always come back, and they can always come back with more vengeance and stronger than before. But time is something that you can never get back once it's gone. If you spend 7 hours watching a new Netflix series, that's 7 hours in that day you're never, ever going to get back. Everyone has 24 hours in a day. Time doesn't discriminate against someone no matter who you are. And when I hear someone say, I don't have the time to do this, I don't have the time to do that, I think, well, where is your time going? Even people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, and Warren Buffett all have 24 hours in a day. And like I just said, time does not discriminate against them either. Time never stops. It's always there. It's always continuous. It's always moving. Yet it seems like the majority of people in the world don't have enough time. It seems like there's just never enough time in the world to accomplish all the tasks that need to be done. I think this is in large part due to Parkinson's law, which states that the work will expand through as much time as you have available for that project. So in other words, say I give you 2 months to write an essay. Are you going to start writing that essay immediately? No. You're probably going to wait until the night before or the week before of that 2 months to start it. But say I give you a week to write that essay, you're probably going to start a lot sooner than you would if I give you 2 months. Now say if I'm going to give you 24 hours to write that essay, you're probably going to start writing that essay almost immediately or very shortly after I give you that time frame. This video might be seen as a little bit different because it's not about stocks or personal finance or budgeting or anything else I normally talk about on this channel. But I think that if you learn to budget your time and you take that into consideration and you really start to value your time, you'll also start to value yourself a lot more, and you're going to be a lot more productive and a lot more successful in a lot of different areas. In saying that, in this video, I want to talk about ways that I think you can be more productive so you get more out of your time. The first thing that you can do to increase your productivity is to stop multitasking. Now, a lot of people multitask. I multitask sometimes. I'm guilty of it. But you should try to refrain from multitasking as much as possible. Research has shown that people are just not as effective and efficient when they're multitasking. A study actually concluded that when people multitask, their productivity is reduced by 40%. And the more complex those tasks are that you're multitasking on, the less and less you're going to be productive. People who multitask constantly are actually known as heavy multitaskers. These type of people actually have a very difficult time sorting relevant from irrelevant information. Look at it this way. If you're reading a book or maybe you're writing and you're also texting a friend about what you want to do tonight, are you actually reading that book? Are you actually understanding the concepts in that book? Or are you more focused on what your friend's telling you because that's more exciting than maybe the book you're reading? Multitasking can also lead to higher levels of cognitive overload, which basically translates to stress. And by doing this, there might just be so much going on in your head. You might be trying to focus on so many different things that you might end up just wanting to scream. The second thing that you can do to be more productive is to utilize block scheduling, or batching as some people refer to it. For example, if you want to film a YouTube video on Monday, block out 2 hours of your day to do that. Set it in your schedule, 2 to 4 p.m. on Monday, that you're going to sit down and you're going to film a video. And by doing this, you can actually be up to 80% more productive because you're not going to have your mind going in different places at once. I like to look at block scheduling or batching as similar to doing laundry. And what I mean by this is, say after every time you wore a shirt, every time you wore a pair of pants, you had to wash it. It just wouldn't work out. Like, you'd be so busy, you'd have to do laundry every single day, and that's just not optimal for a lot of people. But if you're able to batch different tasks together, like filming an entire video rather than filming scene by scene by scene by scene every day, if you can just group all your clothes together or all your scenes together and just do all your laundry at once or film the entire video at once, you're probably going to be a lot more productive as opposed to just shooting scene by scene by scene or shirt by shirt by shirt. I think this is also good because it's going to keep you on a schedule. A lot of people have struggled during this time because they're used to getting up, getting ready, going to work, and being told what to do by their boss. They have certain expectations that they have to meet. But when that gets taken away and they no longer have those expectations to meet by a higher power per se, someone above them, it can be hard to just become your own boss and do your own thing and create your own schedule. It seems like once that clarity or familiarity is gone, that person's just lost. Now they have all this time on their hands that they've always wanted, that they always wish they had, and they're actually even less productive because they can't stick to a set schedule. So I think by doing this and planning this out, you're actually going to become more productive and you're going to be able to stick to a schedule. A third way to increase productivity is to start small and build momentum. Sometimes when I get up in the morning, I don't immediately just want to get up and start doing stuff. I have days where I'm just like, I don't feel like doing a single thing today. And when this happens, I try to start small and, like I just said, build momentum and work my way up. So instead of just sitting down and filming a video, or sitting down and editing a video, or doing some sort of homework assignment or some other work, I might start by just reading an article, reading a book, or answering an email, or maybe even laying out a checklist, a to-do list for that day. And once I do this, I feel like I'm a lot more structured. I feel like my schedule is set, and I feel like I'm able to build that momentum and just continue on to my tougher, more difficult tasks throughout the day, rather than starting with them first thing in the morning. By starting with these smaller tasks first, I feel a little bit of a sense of accomplishment. I feel good. I feel like I've already started the day off on the right foot. And this is the reason why you hear people say the first thing you should do when you get out of bed in the morning is make your bed, because it's just that first task. You've already accomplished it. You've already done that first thing. The first task of the day is out of the way, and you can just continue on to your more difficult, challenging tasks. The last thing we're going to talk about here to be more productive is to get rid of distractions. A study showed that cell phones are the biggest distraction in the workplace, and actually, of an 8-hour workday, up to 56 minutes of that can be wasted just because of the phone, whether it's social media, text messages, or something else. This translates to about 5 hours a week. And although this does vary from situation to situation, I'm sure this is pretty accurate, and I'm sure some people have a lot more, maybe some have a lot less, but I think as a general rule of thumb, it's pretty accurate. Obviously, phones are one of the biggest distractions in society, from social media to text messages to sports update to everything else. And the main reason that they're so addicting, the main reason that everyone feels the need to check their phone, is because that sense of novelty that comes with that is going to release dopamine. Novelty is one of the main triggers for dopamine, and that's the reason your phone is just so attractive, because you just want to see that new sports update, that new social media post, that new text message, that new plan. You just want to see it, and it's just a natural attraction for your brain. By checking your phone and having that novelty released, it can lead to sort of a social media vortex. For example, say you see that Cam Newton signs with the Patriots, automatically you want to go talk to your friends about it, you want to see what they think about it, you want to talk about the pros and cons, and before you know it, hours have gone by that you've been on your phone. So what I really try to do is I try to get rid of my phone. And I don't mean throw it away, I don't mean put it in the trash, I mean, say I come in here to film a video, or I come in here to do some homework, or I come in here to do some other project, just leave it in the other room. I look at it as out of sight, out of mind. I also try to use do not disturb mode, even though a lot of my friends have gotten mad at me over the years for this. But I feel like keeping my phone on do not disturb and not having to hear that constant buzzing or vibrating really helps me keep myself productive. But there are other distractions people deal with, and I feel like they can be prevented easier as opposed to the phone. These might include conversations with others, a TV, or maybe just taking too many breaks and that lack of motivation. If there's someone that keeps talking to you and really just has to have a conversation about whatever it is and you just can't deal with it and you can't focus, try just shutting the door, or try just communicating with them and say, look, I really can't talk right now, I really have to get this done, can we please talk about this later? If the TV is on, just turn it off. Actually, at the time of me writing the script for this video, the TV was on, and it was kind of stressing me out. It was leading to some cognitive overload, so I just had to shut the TV off. Just for an example here, going back to the multitasking example, if you have the TV and you're writing a script for a video at the same time, one's going to be the dominant force and one's just going to be distracting. And as for too many breaks or that lack of motivation, I think breaks are good. I think it's good to go outside and get some exercise during a break, but when you really start to extend, say, that hour block you have for a break into 2 hours or 3 hours, then it can really be troublesome. So what I try to do is limit myself to strict break times. So for example, say I want to take a break from 12 to 1, I don't look at the clock at 11:30 and say, well, we're almost at 12, I'll just take it here. And then I see 1 o'clock come around and I'm not ready to go back in. I extend that to 1:30. So you just double the amount of time you want to take a break, and that's a whole hour that you can't get back. So what I actually did on my computer is I just turned the clock off, so I don't even look at it. A lot of times I just have an alarm set. I say I want to take a break at 12, I set an alarm for 12, and I just put my head down and work until 12. And then when 1 o'clock comes around, again, I set an alarm and I said, all right, I gotta go back to work and I gotta start working on this again. By not being able to look at the clock, it's really not gonna allow that sense of doubt to creep in and just have that voice inside your head say, just take a break, just relax, it's only an hour, what does it matter? And by doing this over time, you're gonna see that that hour will add up and you're gonna be a lot more productive and you're gonna get a lot more done. This video was a little bit different from the personal finance and stock videos I usually do. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I'd like to sprinkle these in here and there, just because productivity, minimalism, entrepreneurship, those things are very important to me. Thank you to everyone who watched this video, and I'll see you guys in the next video.